Hey, awesome, awesome. Well, hello everyone. Good afternoon. If it's afternoon for you, and for some of you, if it's late at night, we have a lot of members all over. Want to go ahead and welcome you all to our presentation this afternoon for Katerina. So let me go ahead and share my screen. We're going to go ahead and go through some announcements right now. And let's go. All right. So, like I said, I want to thank you all for joining us here at ICF South Florida for our presentation. Okay, just a few announcements before we get started. First thing I'd like to go ahead and announce is, oops, sorry, guys. All right, hold on. Okay, it doesn't want to do it. All right, so we'll go ahead and share that one. We'll do it individually. All right. So the first announcement I want to go ahead and share with you and invite you all that Dr. Zina Gasub El Sawad will be giving a presentation to us, the human coach, well-being, emotionally agility, and presence in the age of AI, which is a huge thing. So we will be having that workshop and that presentation on February 4th at 8:30 a.m. If you find this is something that you are interested, go ahead and put it on your calendar. Make sure that you do sign up on our event calendar once you log into your account, so that way it can remind you on your calendar. And our next announcement, we will be having our 7th annual ICF South Florida We Power Coaching Program. So that will be on February 11th at noon. And if you are interested in this, which we do have a lot of people who loves to be part of this, just make sure that once again you register for this. We will have this presentation so that way we can kick off our We Evolution, and you can also be part of this. All right, so make sure you remember those things. All right, so now let's go ahead and introduce our speaker, our great speaker. Katherina Capra is a master certified coach with the International Coaching Federation's highest credential, an advanced accredited team coach, and a positive psychology specialist with over 20 years of experience in leadership development and organizational growth. She does hold a Master of Science in Economics and multiple certifications as a positive psychology practitioner, happiness organizational trainer. She's also that, and a systematic team coach, bringing rigorous science-based foundation to her work with senior leaders. Katarina's work focuses on enabling sustainable growth and high-performing, resilient teams by integrating positive psychology, behavioral science, and systematic team coaching. Known for her strategic agility and global vision, she supports executives in creating cultures where people can thrive, align around a clear purpose, and deliver impact at scale, embedding well-being, inclusion, and trust into the core of business strategy and execution. Help me welcome Katherina Capra in presenting our presentation for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, everyone. I see some, faces, some friendly faces. Hello, Ibrahim and Lee and Javier, Nikki, Rosario, Carol, Alessandra, Francine, Scott, Marilyn, Kim, Claire, Christine, Tony, Claudia, and Aileen. Well, we are going to begin, and I hope you enjoy. Can you see the image? Okay, yes. Please. Well, you are ready. Please, I would love that. Type your name, where you are joining from. It's from Miami, maybe others not. I know somebody that is from Connecticut, so Rosario, and how you are feeling right now. Also, I want to know how you are feeling right now and what you hope to take away today. So I'm going to give some minutes so that you can write it down that. Okay. So, okay, beautiful. Music is also fun.
All right, awesome. So we have Scott from Boynton Beach. Welcome, Scott. Leanne from Roseville, California. Well, hello on the West Coast. We have Kristen from North Carolina, not too far from us. Ibram is here in Florida. Nikki Halber, Orange County, Southern California. Awesome. We have Eileen, Miami Lakes, not too far. We also have, wow, they're coming in. Alessandra's from Tampa. We have also Woodlands, Texas. Wow, we have people from all over. Lovely, lovely. Francine, Miami Beach, Carol, Boca Raton. Hi, Claire. She's from Hollywood. Japier from Miami. And did I leave anyone out? I don't like to leave anyone out. Marilyn, Australia. Well, hello. It is way in the wee morning for you. All right. Awesome. Okay, Katerina, all yours.
Okay, thank you. I have seen that how you're feeling. Thank you so much for sharing. I see that someone want to become a better leadership coaching, having some new ideas and insight and inspiration, and I'm happy to be here for all of you. So I will say we are going to navigate from evidence to impact, how positive psychology has a really great connection with leadership coaching and coaching in general. What we will cover today, first, of course, the welcome and the objectives here is how leadership under pressure, what breaks down and why. Second, the positive psychology lens, character strengths and strengths drift. The third, reflection, identify your own drift signals and triggers, and identify your leaders or clients' drift and signals and triggers. Some specific tools and practice, coaching questions to restore clarity and actions, and an action plan, and then commitment and Q&A open for all of you if you have some Q&A for me. Saying that, something that I love to put is the context. If we want to understand the leadership, we really need to understand the context of the economy, the context of the business, what is happening. And something that we know that is happening now and more is that these four things are changing a lot. And this is the main challenges, not just we have to face, but especially leaders have to face. One is about information, how information is delivered. It is not anymore the way we have used, not in 5 years, not in 4 years. Every moment is changing. The speed things are happening, and more than ever with AI. And this is huge, this uncertainty. Leaders don't know what is the next direction, and they have to change. They need to change and to understand what are the clients needed and how they can offer better products, services, and ideas. And of course, how the communication. So these four pillars are making a huge revolution to us, but specific to what leaders need to, in some way, if this is happen, what are the skills and competences they need to build and how we can help them. Saying that, the new leadership have a new reality. And after coaching hundreds of leaders, I can say that these two things are really important. Number one, uncertainty. I have been having a conversation recently with leaders from the 100 Fortune companies, and they say to me, I want to cope with this uncertainty. And she told me, yes, I know that uncertainty especially in this company that has more than 100 years. And in the leadership role is always, but never as is now. Never as is now. The thing that we have to navigate, the things that we have to solve are really unprecedented. And I'm worried about that. And I used to copy before. So what I know after a lot of having conversation is that organizations now require initiative, independence, and real-time problem solving. This is huge. Resilience, I believe, is no longer a choice. So I think it is a need. And I believe as coaches, we need to help them build this resilience. They are asking for that because there is too much in their plates now. And then the third one, leaders must create conditions where people can think, decide, and execute. So before was the leader, and the way leaders done things is like, okay, I need that you do that, and people just do that, like followers. But now there is not enough. They need a team, and they need a people and team that have to think, to decide, and execute, and have to have cross collaboration. It is not anymore about isoles in each department. They need a collaboration, cross collaboration between every department, and this is new things that are challenge for them right now. So I have put here what happened with different leaders and a way that I love to share with you how I approach this, and I would love to know what are your thoughts, maybe some questions that you have for me, and maybe also on new ideas that we can bring here and co-create here new things. There is pressure, the pressures for results, the pressures for quota, KPIs, the pressures for, of course, the budget and hit the budget, and then they have a pressure. And we need to bring clarity. We know that coaching is about awareness. And when people have awareness of clarity, then the action of the movement happen in a very, I would say, in a flow, in a very immediately way. And then we have to look to this sustainable impact until the behavioral change happen. So how we can connect an intentional conversation that we are going to have with a leader, and when we receive a pressure or tension, then, and how we can bring more clarity to them, and then co-create or just let him one, because when leaders, I have seen leaders have a lot of tools, so when you give them clarity, they just go with the action. It's immediately. But then how we can support this sustainable impact. Under pressure, not anymore, like we need the DSM helps like we had before. And I'm going to say we have the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, DSM-5, that was used for therapy. And not anymore, not for coaches. We have this new tool, the character strength and virtues. This is now the foundation of positive psychology. And here I want to stay a moment with all of you to have this clarity. The DSM was about understanding, about the why, about the past, about depression. But then we have character strength and virtues as a new way to thrive, to flourish as human beings. So as coaches, we have a very small border between depression, that is for therapists, and burnout. And we take the client from burnout until thriving as human being, until flourishing as leader. So this is why I connect and blend coaching as an operational arm for positive psychology. And the why is we are talking the same languages. Coaching is become the best version of yourself, and character strength and virtues and positive psychology is flourishing a human being, flourishing as a leader. And if we can help leaders to flourishing, we can help employees and communities and people to flourish. So you can see positive psychology is present future, and we know that coaching is future, is movement, is seen forward, not to the past. So saying that, how this can be an amazing tool for us, how this can be very practical in our coaching sessions. Well, what means positivity? Positivity is the ability to feel positive emotions and cope with the negative ones. Resilient people. Remember the number 2 things. Resilience is not anymore a choice, it's a need. And if we need to build more resilient people, more resilient leaders, because it's what today the market and the economy and the business model are needed, so we need to create that. So what means resilient people? In a short, of course, this is huge, but I'm going to brief like in 4 points. Know what positive emotions feels like. Can practice feeling them intentionally. Why intentionally? Because when there is a lot of tension, when there is a lot of pressure, we need to connect with our things that are going well, with things that works well, because it gives a boost of energy. It brings more clarity. And we need this clarity. We need this slowdown. We need to reset, to have the potential to confront the challenge that are so hard now. Resilient people see and act on what is positive in others. So leaders cannot, I believe, anymore by themselves. They need a team. And if they need a team, they need the best team. And in order to have the best team, they need to see what is positive in others. They have to see and act in what is positive in themselves too. Not just they, not just I as a leader, it is a we. That means I know who I am. I know what is good on me. I know how I can leverage that. I also know maybe what is not a big strength on me, but I know my team. And I can, in knowing my team, I can align them to the ultimate goal of the company, so that together we can bring the best of the results for all. And here, this is specific. I want to have a conversation with all of you, or with who you want to have this conversation, is when clarity fades, strength drift. A positive psychology lens for coaching leaders in uncertainty. Under pressure, under tension, leaders don't lose capability. They miscalibrate the strengths. And we are going to see why. So if we have that. So the coaching opportunity for you, for us as coach leaders, is identify the drift, and then restore the optimal range, and then create a behavioral change. That means if we know that there is a tension and pressure, there is a need, they come to us, then we identify the drift, because when they come here, burnout, whatever, they have the tension, they have a miscalibrated strength. So we identify the drift, we understand with them what's happening there, we restore the optimal range, and then we create a behavioral change. And then we are creating a lasting change effect. So here's a question. What is the number one pressure your leaders are facing right now? Or maybe you, because leaders are a summatory of a lot of feelings that we have that also happen to us. So it is about the change, it is about the overload, it is about conflict or managing up. I would love to hear from you. I would love to, if someone they want to share our hand on and say, I believe this is happening now with leaders or with people that I know. Yes, Ibrahim?
There's an overload of more results and more self-care and more care for their teams. But there's a lot of everything.
I love that. And I don't know if other person want to share too. Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lee?
I think that some leaders may be perceiving everything as being a priority, and perhaps for coaching might be helpful is to really flesh out what is truly a priority and what just feels like it's urgent.
I love that. That is so true. They are pulling with all the demands, and I have seen as Elsa, Raheen, and Lee says, all of them is happening now. The change with the technology, the change how business are doing now, the change of the communication, the overload because a lot of lay off, and then they have to do more with less people. And today they, even though don't have the tools or the knowledge of AI or whatever, there is a lag between where are they and they have to deliver with less tools, conflict and tension, because everybody's with this pressure, everybody's with these priorities that Lee says. And of course, the CFO, CPO, they can connect because each of them has their own priorities. And if they pull to other side, they can pull. If you are in a team, you have to pull the same side. If one pull here and the other pull here, so we are broken. So we can deliver the best. And then the managing up. The heads are really, really stressful, and they are reactive because they even don't know what's happening, where to go and lead. And all of these things is happening. Oh, sorry. I don't know if there is competition, priorities, doing more with fewer resources, Nikki. Yeah, thank you. Overload again. Kim, autonomy and authorities to make decisions. That is correct, Claire. All of these show up, yes. Scott, over-functioning. Yeah, true. And Carol, feeling misunderstood about their own and their team's capacity to handle more projects, tasks from those higher up in organization. That is also correct. Conflicting priorities. That's so true, and also connected with what Lee says. Boundaries. I feel like some leaders aren't good at respecting people. That is correct. That is, when we are in tension and in pressure, we know as coaches that we go to the FFF response. So we are reactive instead of shape and be creative. Times off. Oops, Unfortunately, many of the leaders I know sacrifice their development and support coaching under pressure to try and to keep up, so they aren't able to accurate with themselves or get the help they need. Now, beautiful. And this is why they not just have to see the good things in others, but also the good things on them. And then we are going to go to the next. And this is the periodical, character strengths. In organization, they call is the skills, but the skill is the strengths in action. So, and this character strength and virtues book that was mentioned before, divided in 6 virtues. Every column is a virtue. So what means a virtue? When you bring the strength in balance in an optimal way. And every column has their strengths. For example, in wisdom, we have creativity, curiosity, love of learning, perspective, judgment, in courage, bravery, perseverance, honesty, and zest. In humanity, love, kindness, social intelligence, in justice, teamwork, fairness, and leadership, in temperance, forgiveness, humility, prudence, self-regulation, and transcendence, appreciation of beauty, gratitude, hope, humor, and spirituality. So every leader, every person has in these 24 strengths, and some have on the top level, and others are middle strengths, and others are strengths that need to be built up, that they need to work on. And in order to be a strength, there have to be morally value. They have to elevating. It has to have an opposite, has to be measured and malleable, and social encouraging. That means if we go to China, we can see that in leaders. If we go to, South America, Brazil, leaders show that. If we go to whatever part of the world, the beautiful of the strength is that for all human beings. And there is also, they have their selective absence, social encouraging, but the most important, as I mentioned before, it elevates us, is people want to see this in their leaders. There is a moral value, but it's measured and malleable. What that means, that we can help people and leaders to build them. So before was always a battle between nature or nurture. Today we know that yes, nature is there, but also nurture can be built through intentional way, through coaching, and through positive psychology. I have seen leaders that have spirituality as the 24th strength, and now this is the number 1 strength. So after 9 months, a year, if they intentionally work on that, if they want to do that, and we offer a space to do that, they build it, and they change it, and they appreciate that as we as human beings. While saying that, this is the questions: what strengths do the leaders you work with have? And most important, what strengths do you have? So I want that you first try this in yourself, and then work with the leaders that you work with. And I'm going to say, if you see the source via test, and there is a link there, for those who don't know about that, you can use, there's a free assessment, and then you just have to put your email, and then immediately you receive what are your top strengths, and there is, and you can do that. If you already know about this via test, today is about understanding if there is overuse, underuse, or essence of that, and how we can help our leaders to be better leaders. So what, according to these sources, what are the building blocks of leadership? So we know that through research, the virtues that have more leaders are more connecting with wisdom, justice, humanity, and courage. So if we come back, leaders have creativity, curiosity, perspective, judgment, perseverance, honesty, social intelligence, leadership, of course. This is very, very highlighted in a lot of research. And see here, in temperance and transcendence, there is not so much correlation between leadership and this. In general, of course, we are talking about averages. So today leaders are more here and here. And also we says we need resilience. We need, they can make a together decision, and we need that they see the good in others. And we need, if we need resilience, we need to work on self-regulation and prudence and other kind of on temperance and then transcendence part. So saying that, I would love to make some breakup rooms, and also I would love if you can make a picture, take a picture of this. So because in the breakout rooms, it was going to encourage to writing down some of these strengths. I'm going to give you some time to take the picture of this.
Okay, are we ready to go ahead and go into our breakout rooms?
Yes,
so
I'm going to take a picture for that. So what kinds of thoughts do you have through the day? Do you tend to focus more on your strengths or your weakness? How do you know when your strengths are out of balance? And where do you notice overlap, excess, or absence in your strengths? So even though some maybe know your strengths through the BIA test or other type of assessment, others maybe not, but already we know, oh, I am creative, oh, I am honest, oh, I am curious, oh, I love to learn, oh, I am. So the good things about the strengths is that it's very connected to who we are, or people say to us. So Dorothy, can you help me please with the breakout rooms?
Sure. Okay, so you'll have about 5 minutes, is that correct? We'll give them about 5 minutes and then everybody will come back 16 seconds count.
Yeah,
Second countdown.
Dorothy, before, sorry, there is a question maybe before it is clear, or maybe you need some. Okay.
Can you post a photo of the table in our chat by chance? Because I missed it.
Yes, of the strengths.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Dorothy, can you help me with that, please?
Claire
Sure.
already did.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you,
Thanks,
Ibram.
Claire.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ibram. All right, so let me go ahead and put everybody in a breakout room. We'll see you back in about 5 minutes. Okay. Sorry, guys.
we're all in a big room. Is there something, maybe we could just do it as a big group? If
Okay, so I'm noticing you guys are not in you're not in your breakout rooms. Okay.
no,
I am showing. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I thought you guys were in your breakout rooms. I see it on this screen here. Uh,
maybe since it's only 5 minutes, if we could, maybe as a big group, just chat. How does that sound, everyone?
yeah, let me just close that.
Yeah.
I don't know if some people did go out or not.
Okay, thanks, Claire, for letting me know. I'm showing that they were
Sure.
breakout rooms. Okay, close all rooms. Okay, Katerina.
I don't see Katerina.
Hmm.
She's the only one in a breakout group. No, I don't know.
Okay, guys, sorry for the technical difficulties. I apologize for that.
That's okay. The suggestion Claire gave is a good one. We can do it in
Yes,
the main.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
thanks.
who wants to be bold and share their strengths? I'll go first. I find that I don't really think that much about my strengths. And this is a nice reminder that maybe treating me like I treat my clients might be just kind of a wake-up call for 2026. Anyone else? Do you routinely kind of assess yourself in this way?
Well, I enjoy learning. That's why I'm here today.
I think some of these are also well understood through the eyes of people that experience us. But, so I would say that I know some about myself, but as you move towards, some of these other ones, perspective, judgment, social intelligence, leading, humility, one can have your own perspective of that, but I think it's really the impact on others that we're wanting for our leaders. It has to start within oneself, but I do find this is really wonderful. I wish we saw a bunch of reds, the letters in red being, transcendent ones, but I don't think our companies are being run yet like that. So.
Beautiful. So someone else want to share what have been talking in their groups?
I'll go. I have perceived perseverance and hope. But hope needs a flavor as well. It's not blind hope. It's balanced hope. So it's not wishful thinking.
Well, that is beautiful when you says that is this in balance, and I think that what we are going to go next is to understand that we can have hope or no wishful thinking, and what happens when some people have really wishful thinking, and there is a drift there. And sometimes when we don't identify, when at some moment in some strengths we use in an optimal way, but there is others that we have a drift, so there is an imbalance, and the key is to balance that, because as different philosophers and have said, especially Aristotle, that the key point is the work on virtues, to have this alignment in order to show that in our character. We can see today leaders that have strengths. We can imagine, I don't know, the president of USA now. I believe if we ask you, we say, oh yeah, he has courage. And we say a lot of yes, he has, or he has other kind of, but sometimes maybe he can have some, overuse of one of the strengths, another underuse. So what if he begin to have this balance? How useful that could be. Even sometimes there is some different moments of leadership that maybe they don't want and they don't need to have this balance, but at least they have to have the clarity about who they are and how and what they bring to the table. So saying that, if there is another question, I'm going to go to the next slide. That's okay with all of you. Okay. So, and then this is a table, and this is a table where it's going to give to you and to your leaders clarity, what makes sense. Ebrahim talked about hope. The opposite is despair. The absence is present orientation, and excess is polyanimus, of wishful thinking. And something that are very present on leaders is judgment. But if they have an excess, they can be cynicism. And I have seen a lot of leaders with cynicism. Or maybe if they don't have so much, they can be an effectiveness. So how important is to work in the balance of a strength, to really perform in an optimal way. And also because of that, but because when we overuse, maybe we are losing a lot of energy on something that we don't need to overuse. It's like I have a Ferrari and I know, and the Publix is in one street from home. Why am I going to use the Ferrari? Maybe I go to walk, right? Or maybe I have the Ferrari and I have to go to the mountain. Well, use your Jeep, don't use the Ferrari. Like to understand where are you now, to have this understanding of who you are and what you bring as the best of you, so that you can build new blogs about the good things that happen to you. Or persistence. Sometimes helplessness, opposite laziness, absence, but maybe a lot of leaders obsessiveness, right? And maybe sometimes could be nice, because if they are not on that, maybe they don't discover something. But there is a moment after they discover or they create something that maybe they need to slow down and to bring new skills, because every moment of the business, every situation is different. Yeah, Ebrahim.
Katherina, what is the color code reference?
What?
There are some strengths that are, or lines that are in pink. There are some that are in yellow, that are some in faded yellow.
Okay, yes. Not just there was just to put there's nothing, because creativity is for the wisdom, bravery is for courage, intimacy is for love, citizenship is for justice, forgiveness is for spirituality or transcendence, and also for transcendence. So it's just, I put it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I wonder if you can take a picture of that, and then, because we are going maybe to use later. Okay, you're ready. I can move forward. Yes, beautiful. So there is some quote of Lao Tzu: the leaders exist to help others in an unbiased and unassuming way, nourishing all followers. The wise leader is like water. So I love this quote. And then I bring this image that I love too, about what we need today from our leaders. Today, I think that we agree with Lee, with Ebrahim, with Scott, all of you that writing down in the chat, that the challenge is high. And where are the skills? If the skills levels are low, so maybe we're in arousal. If the skills are very low, maybe we're in anxiety because we don't have confidence. Maybe we don't know how to navigate that. But when our skill is high and the challenge is high, we are in flow. We are like, wow, we can do it. We can connect. We can synchronize. We can do what we do with our clients. Be just a unity, like dance with them. And this is what we need from our leaders. And this is also what they want. Well, saying that, I'm going to do another breakup rooms. And this is the actions that, one, we have the tension, understand the tension of our leaders, go to the strengths, do the assessment, see where is the drift, and then this is the action that we want to translate into behavior. And this is some questions that you can use, and maybe you can use on others as coaches. And I will love that you just take a picture. Dorothy, please help me with the breakout rooms.
Let's try this again. Okay.
Okay, and if you have
Go
any
ahead.
question before doing the breakup rooms, happy to,
Okay, let me try this again.
How long are the breakout rooms?
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay. Assign. Okay. We all. We're assigning you guys some rooms. Okay, just a few more. Okay. I believe you guys are all in breakout rooms.
There's a couple of us missing.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's see.
I mean, there's a handful of
Yeah. Oh. Let's see. 3. Let's see. 5. All right, so let's see. I got one more. Good.
See, I had 13 minutes left, 13 seconds left.
Oh, how was that? In my case with Eileen, we need more time, but how went for all of you?
It was wonderful. I was with Ibrahim and we didn't have long enough. 5 minutes was nowhere near long enough, but it was great to be able to talk through what we've learned and how to synthesize that so far. So yeah, fantastic.
Oh, that is amazing. Well, something that I want to share with all of you. In general, 85% of the population, we try to focus more on negative or on weakness more than on strengths. So as we said in coaching, this is an intentionally conversation. We are going to say intentionally, I'm going to choose to focus on my strengths. Intentionally, even though I see a weakness, I'm going to pause and choose an intervention. Which of my other strengths can help me to cope with this? How I can use that? Or maybe I have hope. How hope can Ibrahim use that in different moments that maybe we are down or maybe we are not at our best? Well, how do you know when your strengths are out of balance? Well, with my peer, say, oh, in my body. And yes, us as coaches, maybe we have more connection with our body and we can feel it in our belly and our chest. We know the upper level is more connecting with negative emotions. So somebody's here, or maybe a lot of leaders in the back, lower back. So the body is saying there is attention, not just attention that already happened at the company, attention that even though it's absorbing because we have a lack of check-ins with ourselves, with our feelings, with our understanding, with this resilience that I was mentioned at the beginning of this conversation. And then where do you notice an overlap, excess, or absence of your strength? So these questions you can use with your leaders so that you can know what's happening then. So they also can know themselves better. Because as some of the notes that I put in the presentation is knowing others, but knowing themselves too. So this question is going to have them clarity. And when they have clarity, oh boy, they are going to, because they are higher performance, they want going to run for the next, and they want to be better. So saying that, okay. So you are so involved in what you are doing. You aren't thinking about yourself as separate from the immediate activity. You are no longer a participant observer, only a participant. You are moving in harmony with something else you are part of. Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. And this is the flow. And I put that because when I go to Lao Tzu and say the water, I connect with flow. And then when I connect with flow, I go to Mihail Csikszentmihalyi. And then when I go to Mihail Csikszentmihalyi, I go with coaches. When we are in flow with our clients, oh boy, we know magic happens, and our clients knows too. So remember that we can connect ourselves as coaches with what leadership, and there is a challenge there. Remember the challenge, but there is a skills too. And this man, oh boy, he's prepared for doing that. I would never do that. But, we can choose our challenge and we can prepare for our challenge. Saying that, and I love that. Remember when I show you the columns, which are the columns that are more important for leadership, was about wisdom and courage and justice and humanity. But the one that's correlate with life satisfaction are transcendence and human. So it is love, it's curiosity, it's gratitude, it's zest, it's hope. So everything, it's appreciation of beauty, it's creativity. And maybe say, okay, they want to be leader and they want to have, they maybe love status and they maybe they are ambitious. And I say, but if they know that life satisfaction is connecting with these strengths, and if they know if they can have both, and if they know if they intentional, they can be great leaders and positive and resilient. And maybe today words is asking for them to be more, not just leader, not just have wisdom, not just have courage, not just have justice, but also having transcendence and humanity. Because I believe today's world needs that. And why? Because this brings vitality. And they say, if you are tired, you are retired, right? So we want to see leaders with a lot of energy. And not solo we want to see because they need, because the overload of work, because the tension, because all the pressures that we have seen there before are never more than today. So if we want sustainable impact, we just can retake the VIA character strength assessment after 4 to 6 months to see the shift in strengths and use and balance. I am done since 2016 every 6 months, and I change a lot. Some are always on the top because I believe this part of my nature, remember, nature or nurture, but others begin to grow because intentional I work and because I love to do all these kind of things on myself. And yes, of course, then to share with my clients which intervention they want to use or not. Saying that, I am really open to questions and to whatever comes to your mind. And thank you so much. Yeah, Ibrahim.
Well, first of all, thank you, Katherina, for all the insights and all the energy that you bring it with. Always refreshing. Multiple questions. I'll just ask one so that I don't hog the time. Do you have or have you seen research linking the life satisfaction with corporate results?
Yes, we do like organizational well-being, and in organization we know that when some companies work on well-being, engagement is 32% more. We have better also performance, and we have better collaboration. Yes, there is studies, and I can share some of them.
Okay, if you can share some, that would be great. The background of the question is a lot of leaders say the things that you showed, so prudence, curiosity, gratitude, hope, zest, they're really nice, but they're fluffy. So I cannot go to the board and say, we are so much better than gratitude. We are plus 10% on gratitude this month. My team is 5% more on love. They will laugh me out of the boardroom.
I know.
At the core of it, that's how you get results to be sustainable. At the same time, that is not the language and the appreciation that is there. So with some clients, seeing that this has a direct relation to the bottom line or sustainability of it can cross already some hurdle for them to connect.
Yeah, totally.
That's the background of it.
Yeah, I love that, and I think we have to speak in their languages. So how this impact their ROI and how this impact, because this is the language they manage. And when they see that, then we have to go in a direct way, sadly, but we can use it as, some kind of their own language. And Javier.
Yes, Kathy, as a new member of the club, I just wanted to give my observation about Ibrahim question. In one of the seminars that I attended, I'm very interested in investment. I follow the S&P 500 as an investment vehicle, and they just came out with a new index, which is composed of the companies that have the best satisfaction of the employees, and they have consistently outperformed the S&P 500 index. That's something just came out last year. So there is not only a correlation, but it's not only good for the company, it's good for the investor and good for the individuals. if you create well-being within your employees. So I just wanted to bring that up, that I was in a conference about that particular index, which is based on the level of happiness, the level of contentment of the employees based on the on their surveys. That's one. The other thing also that I was thinking when you were talking about leadership, I was just thinking, and you mentioned Aristotle, I was just thinking about Alexander the Great. He was a king, but also a philosopher. He had the executive functions of the king, and he has the wisdom of the philosopher. So it's the power of the and. It's neither either or. It's combining the two, the executive and the wisdom as well. So I just wanted to mention that. Since you mentioned Aristotle.
Well, thank you, Javier, and thank you we have more tools and more, tools for the world. And say here, Liz say in healthcare, physician burnout is correlated with increased turnover, decreased patient satisfaction, increased malpractice, complaints, argument for well-being programs. That's correct. That's so correct. And Carol, very interesting about the SPY 500. That is the new to me. Thank you, Javier, and thank you, Javier, for sharing this with all of us. I don't know if you have any other comments or questions so that I can help, or somebody from this room can help.
Okay. Brendan, if anyone else has any questions? Okay, so I will be putting up a survey, and if you can please fill this out regarding your experience. This was such a great workshop and webinar. If you can, please take a moment to scan this and give your thoughts. And I also want to go ahead and let everyone know we had a great turnout. And if you are just taking our workshop through our chapter and you are not a chapter member, please take a look at our website. We have such great activities here in our chapter, ICF South Florida, and so many different benefits we have for our members. So please take some time. If you are not a member, we'd love for you to join our community and become a member. I want to thank everyone for being here in this workshop. And that's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Dory. Thanks, Katherina.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Thank you, Katherina.
Thank you, all of you.
Fantastic.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.